It is Ryan here, and I have a question for you. What do you do when you win? Like, are you a fist pumper, a woohooer, a hand clapper, a high fiver? I kind of like the high five, but if you want to hone in on those winning moves, check out Chumba Casino. At ChumbaCasino.com, choose from hundreds of social casino-style games for your chance to redeem serious cash prizes. There are new game releases weekly, plus free daily bonuses. So don't wait. Start having the most fun ever at ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
Oh, who could it be now? What exactly is going on anymore? I wonder sometimes. As I sit here and I talk to all of you, where are we going as a people? It seems like the stick's in neutral, but somehow the car is still moving, and it's not in the right direction. It's all a friggin' lie, isn't it? You know, like, today's guru is nothing more than today's charlatan all wrapped up in one, right? Because ain't nobody learning anything. People keep on still doing the same old damn stupid shit. Oh, God, I was trying not to cuss this early. But you know what? Whatever. Let's go ahead and jump all up in society's crack. Just let me get my boots on first, because welcome to the J-Man Show here on
J360 Radio.
Okay, round two. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right, ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Coincidence? I think not. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere, even at 30,000 feet. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
No purchase necessary. VGW. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
Hey, how's it going, J360 Legion? What is up? Welcome to episode 292 of the J-Man Show, and I am your host, J-Man, of course. It is good to be back on the mic again. And, you know, we're starting this week off a little differently. I know it's Thursday, but, you know, we're using the alternative schedule. Kind of had to do a little bit of extra because of certain shows that are on the docket right now. But all in all, though, you're still going to get this one, and you also have jams happening tomorrow. So lots of great things to look forward to, and the power play is coming back in style, too, this weekend. So, yes. I really do. If I have one regret, I have a regret that show should have been stacked and ready, but apparently it wasn't. Technology, though. But, hey, that's why I take a little bit of time to go ahead and work all this stuff out, not to mention utilize the best tools possible, because I want you guys to have some great time when you enjoy this content. And as I go ahead and let you know that stuff, we about to go ahead and jump into your report card this week. And let me just tell you this. If you guys were in grade school now, you be failing. For real, this stuff don't make no sense. Okay, so as I was working on the power play, I managed to take a look at some different newses going on. Newses. I should fail too. Anyway, look. I was taking a look at multiple narratives of irony, right? Now, I don't know what it is with certain people nowadays. I mean, we all kind of either read The Art of Not Giving a Fuck, or at the same time, we all took the time to pay like $10 or $20 for that stupid book that tells you the subtle art of not giving a fuck, which you really don't need. And I think it's about to be a movie or some crap. You guys practice that stuff on the daily. You don't need it now. You do know that, right? But the thing is, for some reason, people always got to be like, this is the way I'll learn how to. I do care. I do care about other people more than you think. Come on, Jay, you understand. I care. Like, I really care a lot. I am empathic. Who the hell are you trying to convince, I say? See, the thing about it is, I don't care how good you are. I don't care how empathic you are. I don't care how, like, mystical you are. There's something here you don't like. There's someone out here that really gets under your skin. Gets on your nerves. Makes you wish that the Reaper would come down and give him the old hee-ho. You know what I'm saying? Just take care of business and keep it out of my sight. I know that because, it's human nature. We are humans. It's in our nature sometimes where we go into these things. We're not supposed to judge each other, but we do. And sometimes these judgments come out of nowhere, like how, let's say, like a certain girl won't date you because you like anime, or certain women won't date you because allegedly you're not in the, 6-figure price range or something like that, or you're not bringing home the bacon like that, but at the same time you're bringing about like $40,000 to $55,000. They still go ahead and try to run you down and try to say like, oh, no, you're not at my level. You don't deserve all this. It's stupid. It's stupid how we gatekeep on each other as people sometimes. Like, I know how I say, like, I don't like stupid requests, and I don't like how people try to take liberties of different things. Like, say, like, if I invite you into a party and you start acting like a complete jackass instead of, like, just enjoying yourself, you know what I mean? But maybe that is how you enjoy yourself, but it just doesn't sync well, and I don't have time to deal with cleaning up your mess. I'll let you know about the problems that you cause. Maybe how you can improve, but at the same time, though, we're not friends at this point. You see what I'm saying? It's little things like that. I mean, it happens with all of us. Don't even look over and say, like, well, it never happened to me. Oh, no, it never happened to me. No, it happens to everybody. You're not special in that regard. I'm just going to take that away from you, much like whenever I'm promoting the shows and people are like, oh, why'd you send me this? I send them to everybody, asshole. Deal with it. You either join in or you get out of my face. But don't be coming at me about it because I'm going to start throwing all of my mail at you. You damn Skippy. Oh boy, if I could tell you stories about the evils of marketing, I would. But at the same time, I also know when people are telling false ideologues out here because it's the flavor of the month, if you will. If anything, this is more or less, oh, hey, guess what? Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and try to hold this over somebody's head. Oh, yes, hey, she doesn't respect you simply because of this. Or, all sorts of this other stuff that comes out the woodwork. Because when I was doing the power play, let's go back into that story, this African-American man came up, and he was happily talking about, remember the new man code. Respect yourself. I was like, all right, yeah, okay, cool. Raise no one else's kids. Hard to come by if you of a certain age, and some of these people have had kids, but yeah, I get what you're saying. And then he's like, and guess what? Take care of your money all the time. And then comes, and remember, there's no such thing as love. I was like, whoa! whoa, Negro. I don't think so. See, that's where, like, I start not behaving. I start going ahead and saying, like, what I need to say at that moment. And sometimes it's not good for Christian ears to hear. The thing is that, like, I was really ready to rip into him and let him know, like, what make you think love don't exist? Love's kind of comatose, but it does exist. Now, I don't know, like, at the end of the day, like, who you've been hanging around with, who you've been talking to and stuff like that. But I know that as I'm sitting here seeing this kind of stuff, if I wasn't who I was, I'd probably be swept into believing that nonsense. Like this incel movement and all these other things, like people are shut-ins because of things that they hear. And sometimes you realize, like, in the public game, it's all walks of life. We have to deal with a lot of different people. People with, different flaws, personality quirks, and all sorts of things in between, just like, you and I do. But the thing is that we need to be a little bit more like, okay, I see that you have a problem. You might need to go get some help with that, or you might need to make some adjustments. Otherwise, you're still going to be doing the same old thing. It's like the person that never goes out. Pretty cool as can be, but never goes out and is unaware of the things that are out here. So what's the first thing they're going to listen to? Are they going to listen to you, or are they going to listen to somebody else that they don't know who puts on a pretty good front and tries to make it seem like, yeah, these are my ways, these are my rhythms, these are how I do things. You understand what I'm saying? Fellas, pick out your pads and pens. This is how you please a woman. This is how you do what you got to do. Like, she comes with an instruction manual, right? But hey, women, on the other hand, don't feel too good about yourselves and nod and agree with me, because y'all asses ain't shit either. Y'all do the same damn thing. Listening to the one person who isn't even in a committed relationship and will happily go and say, no, this is how you need to get the men to respect you, and all sorts of other things. You know, you can go ahead and live a very fulfilling life if you listen to my point of view. And they have charts, and they have flow graphs, they have all these things that amount to nothing. A matter of fact, I know one that just turned into an influencer, and then all of a sudden she started becoming a relationship coach. And I was sitting there looking at some of her stuff. I won't tell you her name, but I will say this. I looked at some of her material, accurate in some cases, but in a lot of other cases, flawed. Because you know why? As I said before, all walks of life. Nobody around here runs on an instruction manual. And yeah, you think that you're going about profiling people, you're going out here, you're doing it because you're doing it to protect yourself, but at the end of the damn day, you know, everything's a risk and a hustle. Relationships included, running businesses are the same way, forming professional relationships and interpersonal relationships, yeah, that's all a risk. It's all about who's willing to work with you, and in some cases, ride or die with you. But if you go ahead and you treat people more like a science experiment instead of people, you already asking for trouble. And the funniest thing is that, like, when the one thing that all these gurus and all these experts and all these people around here will tell you, they never tell you results may vary. You're not going to win out like they are at that moment. You know, remember when I just said a few minutes ago, because some of y'all got goldfish memory. For real. Remember when I just said that, you know, anything's a hustle and a risk? What do you think they're trying to do? Why do you think they try to push that stuff on you? Because they believe there's something about you that they can market to. Give you that shot of optimism, tell you all the stuff you want to hear, and tell you that, hey, guess what? My plan could work for you. But no. No, it cannot. There is no one size fit all. There is no whole like, hey, guess what? If it worked for Derek Jackson, it could work for me. If you're following any advice from Derek Jackson, you already screwed. Okay? You're just as bad as that one dude that calls himself a king that was over there saying love don't exist. It does, though. It's not going to be easy, and it doesn't owe you a damn thing, much like life in general doesn't owe you a damn thing. It'll put you through some stuff. It'll make you question other things. It'll really make you completely furious with your friends and your family, and then those that you have not met yet. But that's life. It is what it is. You just don't beat yourself up over it. Now, I've made episodes where I gave you guys advice, but what have I always said? Results may vary. What have I always say? Don't be like J-Man, because J-Man likes to get into fights. J-Man holds his own in this crazy-ass society of ours. Now, if I inspire you to do anything, I inspire you to be better than me. I inspire you to go ahead and just live your life accordingly. If I'm to give you advice on this kind of stuff, remember, I'm still a 36-year-old single African-American man trying to make it in this world. I don't go to these damn rallies and marches. I don't take the time to even look at like some of this stuff right here and say that it's fat, because it's not. The game is always different when I'm playing it. You understand what I'm saying? There are women that like me, and then there are women that don't. There are women that don't know me, and then there are women that are absolutely terrified of me. I do have that whole moniker that goes, oh my God, it's him. You know? The whole point about it is that I am not an expert. I have never said I was an expert. I'm never going to say I'm a guru. I'm never going to say I'm the bitch whisperer. I'm not those things. By the way, that's a free nickname for whoever claims it. I just live my life accordingly. I got a business to run. I got things to do. Like, I'm not a loser unless I'm somebody up in some sort of, you know, some sort of area that ain't mine, or one way or another just sitting there complaining all the time, saying like, man, this ain't never gonna work out. Man, I ain't got time for this. Man, I hate this job. I'm gonna go ahead and leave it. And I ain't got no other job lined up. or like, you know, the whole thing with J360 Productions. It's like, yeah, it's a battle every day, but it's a labor of love. I love doing this stuff. I do this because I love it. I send messages out about it because I love it. I see the things where some of y'all be going ahead and be like, it's like, cuz stupid, I'm running a business. Something I love and I'm going to fight for. I care about the business 5 times more than you. But I also care about the fan base. I care about those that want to see this stuff every week. I could tell you stories about the messages I was getting while it was gone. People were like wondering, was I still producing content? And I was like, yes, I am. I'm just working on a better way for you guys. I got plenty more that are coming your way you know nothing about. So you just have to stay tuned for it. But as I'm saying this, though, I'm letting you know this message, and I'm making good on it. You see what I'm saying? You're not giving me money, but as you were, and as like some of you will, the point about it is that I will follow through on the deal every time. You got nothing to be scared of about it. You know? And I always tell you, results may vary. Like when you're making that pitch for this great movie idea that you have, and almost everybody's on board except for that one. And that one person that's not on board with it will sit there and try to be like, I don't think this stuff. And they were probably a principal shareholder. So now you got to find somebody else new. Or now you got to go find a distributor that's really going to work with you. And if, you know, filmmakers have a problem with distributors, much like how musicians do, and much like how like anybody out here that's trying to make some sense, because everything's all in a state of flux right now, trying to make some sort of stability here, results vary. You don't really know right off, but you know that sitting on your laurels ain't going to help you. You know, whining about it ain't going to help you. You know that one way or another, if you're sick, yeah, you're sick, but you still got to get this thing done. So you got to hold it together. You just got to fight a little harder. That's just the way it is. And that's why I said that in some of those writings that I put up not too long ago on the Instagram. Because you know what? People need something to believe in. People need hope. This stuff that's going on nowadays, what with racial strife, what with, you know, the war in Ukraine and all these other things, like, you hear that stuff on speed dial all the time. The 24-hour cable news network or any kind of news network is evil right now because it throws all that stuff at you, but maybe a 1% of good news. And a 1% of good news is not good for everybody that is suffering through their mental health and just wondering, hey, guess what? Which way is up? You know? Especially if you're free falling. You don't even know whether you're going to hit or not. And if you do, you're hoping for it, or at the same time, you're just like, man, you ever seen Spy Kids before where they're just falling through that tunnel continuously? That's kind of how a lot of people feel. And the truth is, yeah, I joke about a lot of things. I make fun of everything around here. I make fun of feminism. I make fun of, men's rights activists. I made fun of Black Lives Matter before, because the thing is, I knew that it wasn't going to be just about Black Lives Matter. I knew that it was going to turn into something else. It was going to be a fiasco that once again got hijacked and turned into something beyond ridiculous. Just like the word woke. Woke used to be paying attention and being aware of systemic racism and its many cousins, like genteel racism and all. It's been hijacked into something even more stupid than you could think of. You know? Or like people afraid of women. People were afraid of women taking leadership roles at one time. I legitimately saw them, and I thought they were scum of the earth. As for me, myself, I don't mind seeing women take charge. I don't mind seeing somebody of another race take charge. I just hope that they're reasonable and that they understand how things work, and at the same time don't try to piss on somebody's face, for lack of a better term. Have you noticed that? If you've ever worked before, chances are you probably have had a job at one point or another where you were not respected and they were gladly and happily pissing in your face. You are not put on this planet to do that. You're not put on this planet to be treated like that. You are supposed to be living a fulfilling life. Just don't go ahead and make terrible decisions and go ahead and cause like pitfalls that happen around here. Let misinformation be your guide and keep you down and out. You got to think about what you want. See, this society doesn't care, and these people that you idolize, they don't give a damn about you. There are moments where I say I don't give a damn about people on YouTube. Because at the same time, they don't give a damn about me. You know what I mean? And I'm on YouTube. I'm on Rumble too. I'm working on that as well. But you just got to stay tuned for those things. And yeah, you see how I threw that plug in there? That's what I mean. It's so easy to do. And then there are the ones, oh yeah, I love these ones. I didn't want to make the video. I didn't want to go ahead and do all this stuff. But I had to do it. You're not a damn cop. Shut up. I hate that crap. I have always vehemently disliked that. You still made the video, didn't you? See, here's the difference between me and that person. He'll tell you that crap. Me, on the other hand, is like, oh, we know what this episode's about, don't we? Yeah. Butts will be hurt. Season 2, baby. When I said that in Season 2, people knew what was up. Put it that way. But to make it worse, you think that's going to alleviate things, right? Just say your piece and get to the point. That's what I usually say. And then after a while, if I know that there's something that's coming around there, because the anchor will always be the hook. You just got to listen to what this person is selling. And you know, if they were good about things, I would not mind investing in them. But if I know that it's dangerous logic, and I know we live in the days of irony nowadays, not to mention that people are not really responsible like they ought to be. And the whole thing about, like, you know, and that includes user responsibility, or those that find that their AI is not responding to them as well as they hoped it should. Or at the end of the day, they're just sitting here like, oh my God, AI is going to take my job. And AI is not going to take your job if you're damn good at it. And AI is going to take your job if you've been sitting there loafing and not doing anything. And AI will take your job if you're at one of those jobs where, guess what, people complain about all the time, including you. Think about that. And you wake up one day and it's gone. Well, you got what you wanted, right? That's what I always say to, like, a lot of people, including men and women who get these so-called perfect people, and it turns out that the perfect person is not necessarily perfect mentally and has gone through multiple different breaks, pretty much became a real-life Batman villain and currently scaring and beating the hell out of them. I always look at them like this. You got what you wanted, right? I mean, nobody else could even fit a candle to that thing. But now that you finally got all what you wanted, and you got to see exactly what you did not intend to see, now things are scary. That's why when you're sitting on the internet and you're writing all that stuff out there, be mindful of what the hell you're talking about. Really, really pay attention. And just try to live your life accordingly. You don't know what every day is going to be like. You don't live according to a script like that. And then if you're so scared of relationships and stuff like that, well, guess what? Maybe you need to heal a little bit longer. But at the same time, though, if you find that you're running out of time, that's your own damn choice. And like those that have been abused and stuff, then don't go back to them. But I know it's hard, but at the same time, don't go back to it. But you go back to it anyway because we are creatures of habit, and you are familiar with that. You're not ready for anything new. And I've noticed that a long time ago. I noticed that in like a lot of my exchanges with people. You ain't ready for moments with me because you've never dealt with somebody like me before. Come on, ladies, I know this. I scared the living hell out of you because of how good it could be. Don't you know? That's the beauty of that. But I'm not going to dive into that too much anymore because I'm not writing a relationship guide. I'm just letting you guys know exactly to be aware of things, to remember that results may vary, and then at the same time note that these ideologues and these narratives are flawed. They're bonkers. They're ridiculous. They're pipe dreams. There are all these other things where people made money off of your sorrow and your misery, and they're happily flaunting it and doing a weird flex about it because they want to get more and more people involved in that to form a pyramid. And as they form that pyramid, oh boy, as soon as they make their money and cash out, you think they're going to give a damn about you at this point? Hell no. Because they're going to jump into something else and try to rob people in that regard. It's sad but true. Think about it. And before people say, well, Jay, that's a legitimate business, like being a miracle worker and all that kind of stuff. Like, these are people really helping me. Look, if you need that much help, more power to you. If you go as far as you need to and you make something out of it, more power to you. But I also know that quite a lot of people, much like any other pyramid scheme, when almost everybody in the community is in it, you ain't making no damn money. Especially the one down at the bottom that's hoping that they are. You understand what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. And the thing is, I like it when women try to tell a man what his purpose is supposed to be. Like a woman coming out of that isn't your mama, by the way. Try to tell you what your purpose is and all this kind of stuff. Ain't that just gaslighting, though? You know what I mean? Like, it's different if it's your family elders letting you know different things. Got to be mindful about that, too, because that could be manipulation, too. But it's all about, like, guess what? It's good to hear out from it, but make your decision of how you're going to go about things. A man is supposed to be a provider. A man is supposed to be all this kind of stuff. And yeah, that's cute. But heaven forbid you ever tell what a woman's supposed to do. Heaven forbid you ever talk about that if we're going to talk about the key codes and stuff. Because if it's equality and you're allowed to do whatever the hell you want to do, oh, you best believe I'm going to do every damn thing I want to do. Because it ain't going to be just me going to have, going through sweating day in and out and then coming back and not living any fraction of my life before I met your ass. You must be insane. If I could go ahead and pull out those gender codes and say, well, yeah, you're supposed to go ahead and do this. And then she'd be like, what? And be like, suck my dick! See, that, you know what? I must have messed up my female demographic when I said that. But the truth is that, like, yeah, allegedly it was supposed to be like, guess what? You're supposed to be in the home, right? So, yeah, I'm supposed to do all this providing and all that kind of stuff. You're supposed to be in the home waiting for me to come home and all that kind of stuff, right? Then we supposed to do all these things together. If we go by old-fashioned traditional BS. See, some of y'all you claim that you're free, but you're not. You're chained to that narrative. You're chained to that narrative that, oh, look at me. I'm living the best life ever. Oh, yeah, I can go to the beach every day. Oh, yeah, I can do all this other stuff. But then you start seeing the cracks beneath everything. You start seeing, like, all the other stuff, that all that stuff's not real. That's just somebody renting the location for a day. And yes, you do rent, don't you? Yes. All that glitters ain't gold. So, while you're on the subject, look at this stuff and really, really comb through it. And then make sure, like anything else, if it doesn't seem to sit well with you, that's fine, baby. Get the hell out then. There's somebody else out there that probably wants this to happen. And then guess what? No. You don't get to come back. You made your decision, got up, rolled your ass out the way. That's so that the next person that comes up in any sort of vicinity where, like, a person out there is trying to get to know somebody and they really enjoy that person, it could be legitimate. The number one thing I really want to say is, though, normalize helping each other. Normalize building together. Normalize, like, really staying, connected to one another if you're in a committed relationship. As you grow through the dating phases and all. Like, really, really stay committed. That's what you need to do. Not this whole, like, I wonder if we're better than the other couples. Oh, I wonder if we're making the most money in the neighborhood. Who gives a shit? Who cares? Who really cares? Your ego does, maybe. Throw it out. It ain't good for you. If somebody's treating you nice and treating you right and being there for you, and then at the same time, just want to make you happy, what the hell are you upset about? It used to be like that at one time. And then all these other things come out. Oh, well, with Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion. Let me just tell you something about them, all right? They're rich. They up there in that celebrity lifestyle that a lot of people hope to be in. A lot of people want to climb up and try to reach to. But then you have to realize this. They're not exactly happy with all the stuff that they do in the news. They still trying to go ahead and reach for things that, once again, they'll never get. And it's amazing. We as humans do this to each other. We do the sour grapes principle to each other all the time. Don't we? You know, the only thing that we're all going to get is older. Oh, you old already, but you know, you're going to get older. You're going to get tired. You're going to get to that point where, guess what? You're burnt out. You know? Relationship burnout is very serious. We've all suffered from it. I'd suffered from it. I know, like, quite a lot of people I know suffer from it. And it's like this, because we have to deal with stupid narratives all the time. Now, we might not fit in that little cesspool of a narrative, but here's the thing. Who's keeping it alive? The people on YouTube or you yourself? Because once again, you know, whoever you imprint on leaves a very, very distinguishing mark. You might want to be mindful of that. And if these people don't know your name and they ain't treating you like a person, and if they ain't really respecting anything you do and stuff, it's time to leave. Those are not your friends. That's not a guru. That is not somebody who will teach you something. Now, I've had strict teachers before, and I've had people that I associated with before, and all that kind of stuff, but I always knew who I was. And there was a moment when I was a lot young, because when you're really young, you don't know. But you see, like, there was a moment when I was young, and I didn't know about that stuff. But then, I started getting into fights every day because I knew who I was, and I stood my ground about things. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because I knew my associates weren't shit. I knew my teachers didn't give a damn. And I knew, like, one way or another, I had to rely on myself. And then a lot of the girls that I liked, they were just fucking bitches. And I happily told them to their face. I don't have a problem doing that kind of stuff. But you see, guys like me, we're starting to die out. Nowadays, you got the one person that believes a woman all the time, even though a woman can lie to you. A woman can do, just think about it. Some of the most vile things a man can do to anyone and anything on this planet, a woman can do too. That is equal. That is very equal. At least with a lot more manipulation involved. Because did you know that nowadays, if you could just be out in a public place just enjoying, you know, like say like you're just enjoying an icy or a liquid ice or something like that, and then all of a sudden if there's a girl out there, an attractive female that just doesn't want you around that area for some reason and got a problem with you, she could go ahead and point at you and say that you were harassing her. And then one of these, you know, astute gentlemen that are out here will happily try to get in your face about it. And at that point, you can do one of two things. You can get up and leave, which is reasonable, so nobody gets hurt. Or you can do what J-Man does, throw your liquid ice in that motherfucker's face and then beat the shit out of him, and then look over at that girl and see that she runs away. And the thing about that is that, you know, I was a young kid at the time, but the truth is that, like, I didn't take no crap after certain periods. You understand what I'm saying? There are people out here that harass people and think that they can get away with it, and that's not right either. If that person has a right to be there, you have a right to be at that public spot too. And I'm getting so sick of people trying to judge each other and trying to undercut one another based off of anything. Whether you're fat, whether you got like, whether you look older than most people and you about the same age as them, or whether you're ugly and all that kind of stuff. Like, beauty's an eye of the beholder. Like, for many people that probably think you're ugly, there's probably an equal amount that think you're good looking too. Let's just be real about things. And then there are people that probably don't care because they're just trying to get through the day. But you know, like I said before, believe people, right? Don't ever ask questions. And let me tell you the real J-Man point of view of it. Ask questions about every damn thing. Ask questions. Yeah. Like, even when some of you guys ask me some questions, I'm like, I don't like stupid ones. For real, I don't like stupid ones. But the truth is, when you ask me a question, I give you an answer about it, don't I? No, really think about it. It might not be an answer you like, but think about it. I give you an answer. You got to really think about this. So you got to play this stuff smart. Con artists love it when you don't ask questions. Because when you don't ask questions, I got them. See? Think about it. They got you by the hook. And then not to mention, like, any narratives that are being thrown around on the news networks nowadays. Why does the man always have to look like a chump? And the female has to look innocent? Or how about in hindsight where it's like, dang, I wish we could do better about the world. They could start, but they're not going to, because you know why? Money. It all comes down to the wallet. That's why they got to give you bad news, bad news, bad news, drug commercial, bad news, bad news, bad news. A little bit of good news, and then the credits. Or they got to tell you about other people who made so much more money than you, and then that's got to be the whole thing to ride on for a little bit. You know what I mean? Got to talk about like who sold their catalog, or who did this, or who did any of it. It's like, give it a rest, will you? Who gives a damn? Or who won the Academy Award, which, by the way, I heard the Oscars were pretty good this year, but I also noticed they stopped with the experiment, didn't they? They didn't have a black host this year. They didn't have all-female host either. They didn't have, like, some of the things that were crazy and popped off, even though it was pretty nice to see that everything, everywhere, all at once, you know. But that's, like, the most awarded film in history, and I'm proud of those that won, you know what I mean? I'm really proud of it. I would dive in that a little bit more, but once again, it's not about awards tonight. This is about paying attention to what messages and misinformation that you receive on the daily, and then making sure that you actually take responsibility and just really start questioning the things that surround you. And I hope that one way or another you guys will actually do better about that. Because in a scale of 1 to 10, how are you all with fractions? Because we ain't looking too good, fam. Matter of fact, it's so bad right now, I can only imagine what 2024 going to look like. And that is an electoral year. I can only imagine. Woo. But hey, all in all, you keep acting foolish, I'll keep doing this series. You know? Because that's what it's here for. But all in all, though, I really say that there's a way that we can all get better about things. There's a way we can all improve and do right for one another. It's just going to be one hell of a fight to get there. And I'm ready to go ahead and get into another one. So, that's how it goes. But all in all, though, I hope that you're all taking care of yourselves. I hope you all learned something tonight. And if you do want to question me about things, then go ahead and email j360productions@outlook.com. But we got jams happening tomorrow, so you all take it easy until then, okay? This is J-Man signing off. Peace.